Hello, and welcome to the Pittsburgh City Council Standing Committee meeting for July 10th, 2019. My name is Chris Dodson, and with us today is Dean Engelhaupt, our sign language interpreter. City Council will discuss the following legislation for preliminary vote. Finance and Law Committee, Reverend Burgess is the chair. New paper, Bill 2019-1827. Resolution providing for the issuance of a warrant in the total sum of $52,500 in favor of Jennifer Batten and her attorneys, Stewart, Murray and Associates Law Group, fully releasing the city from all claims of liability for alleged personal injuries as described in the lawsuit filed in Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas at GD 14-07017-156. Public Works Committee, Ms. Carol Smith is the chair. New paper, bill number 2019-1831. Resolution granting unto AZ Holdings, LLC, 7835 East Redfield Road, Suite 106, Scottsdale, Arizona, 85260. Their successors and assigns the privilege and license to construct, maintain, and use at their own cost and expense a handicap ramp at 3529 Butler Street in the 6th Ward in the 7th Council District of the City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Urban Recreation, Mr. Coghill is the chair. New paper, Bill 2019-1833. Resolution naming the basketball court located at Olympia Park as the Bill Masucci Basketball Court. Intergovernmental Affairs Committee, Mr. O'Connor is the chair. New papers, Bill number 2019-1829. A resolution authorizing the Urban Redevelopment Authority of Pittsburgh to submit an application to the Pennsylvania Office of the Budget for Redevelopment Assistance Capital Program grant up to $1,750,000 for the Allegheny Health Network ED expansion project, Council District 1. Bill number 2019-1830. Resolution authorizing a cooperation agreement or agreements with the Urban Redevelopment Authority of Pittsburgh in connection with the URA's application for redevelopment assistance capital program grant of up to $1,750,000 for the Allegheny Health Network ED expansion and the Council District 1. Hearing Committee, Mr. Cross is the chair. New paper, Bill number 2019-1834. A petition from the residents of the City of Pittsburgh requesting a public hearing before City Council relative to proposed legislation 2019-1800, authorizing the city solicitor to petition the Orphans Court Division to request a transfer of a portion of Enright Parklet to Penley Park South, Inc. in exchange for a building parcel of land. The petition is valid in accordance with the Home Rule Charter. This concludes the reading for Wednesday, July 10th, 2019. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Good morning and welcome to City Council's pre-agenda approval of an appointee. Today we are joined by a friend of mine and somebody that a lot of people know from television locally, but in the community he does an amazing job, and that's Michael Bartley. I will pass it off to the clerk to read the appointment and then pass it off to Mr. Bartley for some comments.
Bill 1849, resolution appointing Michael Gerard Bartley to serve as a member of the Commission on Human Relations for a term to expire July 31st, 2023.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And I've known you for a very long time, and I think you'll be great on this commission. You do a lot for our Greenfield community and, a lot of other places across the city. So if you just want to tell us why you want to do this and your background and go from there.
Sure. Thank you, Councilman, and allow me to thank the mayor for thinking about me as it relates to this. You mentioned Greenfield. I live in the house I grew up in. What's more Pittsburgh than that? And as I look at the new Pittsburgh, I see a transformation demographically, and a lot of young people, especially in my neighborhood. And it doesn't matter race or gender, whatever it is. I want them to be safe in what they do in the workplace and what they do in housing. And if I can be a part of making sure that there is fairness throughout this city so we can maintain our leadership in this country, I'm all for it. And I look forward to this, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, no, I mean, talking to other members, everybody knows you, and they're very excited for you to serve, especially me. So, yeah, thank you to the mayor, Gloria, for getting the appointee over to us, and we will approve you next week at council, but I couldn't think of a better person for the commission. So, thank you very much for your willingness to do it, and now that there's nobody here, I will adjourn the meeting, and we'll wait for our standing committee this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to Pittsburgh City Council Standing Committee meeting of Wednesday, July 10th, 2019. Did we do the pre-agenda already? Okay, so we're ready now for public comment. Members of the public that want to address City Council, please get forward. You'll be giving 3 minutes. The green light means the beginning of your 3 minutes. Yellow light means you have 1 minute remaining. The red light means your time has expired. Please relinquish the podium. I would like to remind everyone that the rules of council state the comment is limited to matters of concern, official action, or deliberation which are or may be before council. Profanity will not be permitted or will be maintained at all times. Although, again, I know speakers are free to do whatever they want, this really is a time for you to speak to the council about legislative things that we are going to deliberate upon. First speaker, please.
My name's Harry Liller from Mount Washington, 438 Ruxin Street. I am begging you to get the signatures for a petition to put a civilian police review board countywide on the ballot. They will not do it at county council. The county election board told me they will not put it on the board. They will not put it on the ballot. DeWitt Walton's proposal lets the police cop out. I brought this before at city council twice. I brought it up at county council twice, and I brought it up at the Pittsburgh Civilian Police Review Board. Channel 4, Channel 11 know about it. They will not tell you about it. The Post-Gazette would rather make fun of my dead father and my dead mother's obituary. Tony Norman calls me a joke. This is how terrible the Pittsburgh media is. Now, Reverend Burgess, you and Councilman Lavelle, we don't get along. I don't like you, you don't like me. But this is the common good. You know about my Civilian Police Review Board plan. 14 white people on county council are not going to vote for it. Nobody's going to do anything about it. Reverend Curtis had a black woman swearing at me during his sermon. Tim Stevens had a black man, a gangbanger, insult me in a black church. And they don't realize the real Jesus witnesses these things. So I can't go into Mount Ararat. Saladin makes fun of me. I can't go into the black communities like I used to. And what, start a fight? I can't do that. That's why I'm begging you. The Courier, the black newspaper, is going to endorse my Civilian Police Review Board plan in today's paper. And I'm begging the African-American pastors to get signatures to put it on the ballot. Just like we had to do 20 years ago. They're not going to put it on. The white politicians, the white media are not going to do this. Channel 4 won't even let Sheldon Ingram do his job. KDKA has what, 5 or 6 black reporters? Are they allowed to talk to me about it? No, they're not. This is the same thing that happened. I'm telling you, if we get it on the ballot, we're going to win. 48% of white people will vote for it. 99% people of the black community will vote for it. We will win. All we have to do is have 1 vote more than no. I'm begging you to do what's right. I can't go any further because Tim Stevens and preacher Curtis do these evil things to me. That's what's going on. They have 4 and 5 deputies on me at county council, and the media laughs at me. Channel 2 and Channel 4 stayed on the floor below. The secretary for Channel 4 said, "We're not allowed to film." I'm like, I'm not stupid. Quit lying to me. This is what goes on forever and forever. 20 years ago, the same thing. I made Hertzberg change his position to create it. I know what's going on. I'm begging you to do what's right. You guys can take all the credit for it. I don't have to. This is the best civilian police review board proposal for the whole country. Please.
Thank you very much, and I don't dislike you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning. My name is H.P. Jackson. Center of Life, Hazelwood. I'm Hazelwood bound. BPEP, Black Political Empowerment. Let me reflect on the humanities of our holiday that we just had, all right? In 1857, people of color wasn't acknowledged to be regular Americans, all right? The Supreme Court pursued that issue, and it's still going on today. You look at 2019, and all I see on Facebook, how police abuse somebody, and then we got our heroes. But the bottom line is, I'm blessed to be a veteran. I'm blessed to understand that I love my country because I done interacted to help, protect our country. Now that's a blessing, all right? But the channels of rules and regulations of humanity, I looked at a cartoon the other day. Yes, laws have changed and humane structures, but there's no fathers today to go ahead and have a child to really look up to them for the way the chaos has been in our country and in the city. I seen a Disney cartoon, and it showed it was all right to interact with a gay structure, and it wasn't no spiritual format. It was just go that direction. What happened to our mothers, okay? What happened to our fathers? I have nothing against gender, okay? Whatever you do after you're an adult, that's okay. But do not program our children to be redirected, all right? Don't give them a choice that way as a child is brought up, and how they're touched on spiritual values of what their culture is supposed to be, what it has to be, all right? Not what it's supposed to be, all right? Let's not redirect humanity. Everybody got their choices. My best friends are associates, all right, of what I'm talking about. And about America, on like how people of color have been discriminated. But we're back into the Appalachians, people of humanity that has heart, that goes ahead and touch our people. I mean, there's counselors in high schools that redirect people of color of their situation even to go to college, all right? Let's go ahead and unify America and understand America, and let's fight for the worthy cause of humanity. Human touch is very valuable because we need it in this country today. We need it. And we need your help to go ahead and support the situation and find a strategy to go ahead and support humanity and our children. Thank you.
Next speakers, please.
My name is Yvonne Brown, and I live in the Hill District. I came to the hearing last night at 6 o'clock. You know what really hurt me about that hearing is that we got no information. Mr. Burgess, we have here Bill 2019-1775, and it explains there's an agreement with the city and the water. That's all it says. Okay, anytime we have open hearing, you have the sponsor first. He had us speak. All the white people knew about this agreement. There's nothing here at all. Nothing. So how do they know? And he refused to put it here. And he have us speak first. He don't say what it's about or anything like that. See, because the reason why I'm saying that, because he did it before. That's when you had the bar was getting a license from Homestead. They bring it down here to Market Square. He let us speak first. And I said, I don't live downtown, but I come anytime there's a hearing so that I can ask, do the community know? And if you are respectable and follow the law, we welcome you. Soon as I sat down, the president brought out, this man had that place had 2 infractions. 2 infractions, and so he's bringing this license down here, gonna let that one sit, in so many years he can take and bring it back. But we should have known that. The reason why I'm saying that is that we're supposed to know that. That's why you have an open hearing. He waits till we speak. I'm speaking about what? I just say, be good. And he wasn't. And he didn't let us know. See, because we should be able to tell him, we don't want you down here. If you're letting them take the alcohol, if you're serving underage drinking, if you bring that down here to Market Square, we don't want you. He didn't have to, as far as I know, he never had to answer for them too. Burgess, you better tell him, fair warning, he's not here today. God is my witness and I don't use his name in vain. I'm suing him. I'm taking him to court. I'm going to the federal government for them to tell me whether he has to put this for us to know. For him to tell me when I bring my grandbabies that he don't cut my time down from 3 minutes. I spoke 20 years. I've always spoke 3 minutes. When I brought my grandchildren and any children, he cut when my grandchildren spoke, 2 little babies, 4 years old, spoke. He cut me down to 1 minute and 30 seconds. I have to take it to court. See, because you know what, citizens? They're not doing your job. And who am I to say it? I've been here watching this. You having a baby, and we don't even know that she's gone. She goes for 3 months, $5,000 a month, and can't come in 2 days. Come on now. We need better.
Next speaker, please.
It's nice to be back again. My name is Les Ludwig, and I'm here to speak to citizen responsibility. Citizen responsibility, where does it end? At what age? At 86 and a half? I'm still running around trying. And let's look at what is going on. We've got a president who lies repeatedly. We know from CNN that there's over 4,200 deceptions that have been pulled on us. Well, what would be the biggest deception of all? The basis of Trump's campaign to become president was, look at the numbers. Look at what I've been able to do, that I continued the economic progress of our great country. Wait a minute. When a person lies without respect for the electorate, without respect for anyone, including almost himself, then what we're doing, if we don't raise the question of a force to look at the numbers and say, are they really accurate? Or is he playing a game inside the Federal Statistics Department to make himself look good? And maybe we're standing at the precipice of a fall. Wake up, America. Ask questions. He comes in, I'm a genius. He walks right past millions, trillions of dollars that I've documented to you, and then turns around and gives another 1,000 deduction so that more people don't have to pay any taxes. When does it catch up with us? In the second term? It hasn't caught up yet, but I don't think that we can avoid it forever. Citizen responsibility has to carry forward at every level. We have to ask the questions that expose the potential threat, because it's hanging there in front of us. And every one of the Democratic candidates says what? Oh, I'll promise you the world. I want the office. How many of them have addressed the economic issue? Two. Warren and an Asian gentleman who spoke to value-added tax, something that I wrote about 6 months ago. Thank you for your attention, and get busy and start asking some questions that are meaningful.
Thank you very much. Good to see you back, Les. Other speakers. Next speaker, please. Any other speakers? Seeing no other speakers, we'll go to the roll call. We ask
Mr. Coghill. Mr. Coghill? Mrs. Gross?
Here.
Mrs. Harris?
Here.
President Kraus? Mr. Lavelle? Here. Mr. O'Connor?
Here.
Mrs. Kell-Smith?
Here.
Mrs. Strasburger?
Here.
Reverend Burgess?
Here.
8 members present.
All right, thank you very much. That takes us to the first committee of the day, which is Finance and Law, which I am the chair. We have a deferred paper.
Bill 1801, resolution providing for the issuance of a warrant in the total sum of $3,900 in favor of Medico Legal, Inc. for expert witness services related to the action filed in the Common Pleas Court of Allegheny County.
I need a motion, please.
Motion to hold for executive session. Second.
The executive session was already held.
Not on the first one.
Oh, the first one, okay.
Did you read them both together?
No, the first one says the executive session
That was yesterday.
was yesterday.
Yeah, yes, that's the second one.
No,
First one.
the first one, the executive session has already been held.
1801 it was held.
Yes, 1801, it was held on July 9th.
That's this, wait a minute, maybe I have the wrong paper in front of me. Okay, 1801 was held yesterday.
Yes, need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? Any conversation on motion to approve? No conversation. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. New papers.
Bill 1827, resolution providing for the issuance of a warrant in the total sum of $52,500 in favor of Jennifer Batten and her attorneys, fully releasing the city from all claims and liabilities for alleged personal injuries as described in a lawsuit filed in the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas.
Need a motion to hold for executive
Motion to
session.
hold for executive
Need
session.
a second. Any conversation? No conversation. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. There are invoices on the table. Need a motion for the invoices.
Motion to approve.
Need a
Second
second.
discussion.
Discussion. Ms. Harris, Mr. Urbanek.
Morning, Bill.
Good morning. Bill Urbanek, City Council Budget Director.
Yeah, I have Observatory Hill here with my neighborhood needs money. I've never seen that on this document before.
I think that was, the invoices was the appropriate place they felt to be able to pay this.
Okay,
But it
so
is coming
they're
out of your
starting to
neighborhood
put neighborhood needs on this document.
If the amount is under $3,000 and they feel it's the best way to be able to,
It's the first
Okay,
time
this
I've
is
seen it.
Does it matter whose council office it comes from?
Huh?
Were you notified? Is it from your council office?
Yes. And I have given them money, but I've never seen this come up ever,
Right.
especially under OMB. I mean, it should
typically
be under
doesn't.
council.
But OMB makes the transactions happen. And it's just a pay, invoices are just a payment method.
First time I've seen that.
So, I'm just confused, so you don't need to count, if these are her neighborhood needs, when I first got in here, I was told I had to allocate those neighborhood needs. Is that,
Right.
so anybody can allocate the money from her office?
She allocated them.
Oh, but she did.
But this was the payment method that they utilized to be able to get the money to the organization.
I just want to make sure.
But I've never seen that with neighborhood needs on this
Right, I
document.
typically don't see that either. I think
So
it's
maybe you
happened
need to talk to them.
We'll talk to them, but I'm pretty sure it has happened in the past. Not
Show me.
typical, because usually the amounts are a little bit higher, or it's working through a specific organization.
It's been low for some before. Just never seen it on this document before, and show me the last one.
Okay, we'll do.
Thank you.
I'll take a look.
Bruce?
Thank you. I just want to point out as well, I kind of concur with Councilwoman Harris, so I'd be curious as well. Just because OMB is involved in a transaction doesn't mean that the transaction goes under invoices, or all of the expenditures of $560 million per year would go under invoices. So that just doesn't seem like a rationale. So I'll just leave it at that. I think that's fine. I mean, this is we do neighborhood needs legislatively,
Right.
not administratively. And so I'm curious to follow up on that inquiry as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think both are true, though. I think there was legislation attached to these prior to them being dispersed, I think.
That's correct. There was authorization already given.
Right, this is now.
enter into an agreement.
This was the way they dispersed the money once we have already authorized it. But anyway, we can have more conversation about that, but that's my understanding.
Just show me the last one that was done under.
I'll be glad to prepare something on this
Thank you.
specific issue and get it to
There
the
are
members.
no interdepartmental transfers. There are,
We have to vote.
Them to vote on.
I'm sorry, we didn't vote any first. Motion to approve on the table. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Thank you very much. There are
Thanks,
no
Bill.
interdepartmental transfers. There are no P-card approvals. That takes us to Public Works Committee. Ms. Kell Smith is the chair.
Bill 1847, resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of Public Works to apply for grant funding from the Allegheny County Sanitary Authority's Green Revitalization of Our Waterways Program to renovate the site surrounding the First Tee Clubhouse located in the Bob O'Connor Golf Course in Shenley Park. In the event the grant is awarded, this resolution provides for an agreement and expenditures not to exceed $850,000.
Need a motion, Ms. Smith.
Motion to approve?
Need a second.
Second.
Any conversation applying for a grant? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. New papers.
Bill 1831, resolution granting unto AZ Holding LLC, their successors, and assigns the privilege and license to construct, maintain, and use at their own cost and expense a handicap ramp at 3529 Butler Street in the 6th Ward, 7th Council District.
Need a motion, Ms. Smith.
Motion to approve?
I need a second. Second. Conversation? No conversation? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. It takes us to the next committee, Urban Recreation Committee. Mr. Coghill is the chair. We have a new paper.
Bill 1833, resolution naming the basketball court located at the Olympia Park as the Bill Masuti Basketball Court.
Mr. Coghill, I need a motion to hold for a public hearing.
That's Masucci.
Masucci.
Yeah. But,
Masucci.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you need a motion to,
Hold for a public hearing.
Excuse me, why do we have to have a public hearing?
It's renaming of a court.
Yeah,
The
just a portion of a
renaming is-
park, yeah.
Yeah, the
it's like
renaming in
naming a
your rules of
concession
council
stand.
require that you have public hearings when you're renaming.
Okay, I thought the council could rename at any time through legislation, though, without,
Yeah,
You
without
can, but you
this,
still have to
without
have a-
here. Okay, I'm good with either way. 'Cause-
motion to hold for public hearing.
Is there a second?
Thank you. Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposers, nay. Takes us to Intergovernmental Affairs Committee of a fastly moving session. We have a new paper.
Bill 1829, resolution authorizing the URA to submit an application to the Pennsylvania Office of the Budget for a redevelopment assistance capital program grant of up to $1,750,000 for the Allegheny Health Network ED expansion project, Council District 1.
Read the next one.
Bill 1830, resolution authorizing a corporation agreement with the URA in connection with the URA's application for a redevelopment assistance capital program grant of up to $1,750,000 for the Allegheny Health Network ED expansion project, Council District 1.
Need a motion, Mr.
Motion
Carter?
to approve, brief discussion.
Second.
Mr. Carter?
This is Councilwoman Harris's district. She's very supportive. This is reimbursement from RCAP for Allegheny General Hospital.
Any other conversation? No conversation. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Takes us to the last committee of the day, the hearing committee. See what happens when Mr. Cross is not here? No, don't tell me I said that.
I agree.
Darlene got that on film.
I say that.
The last committee, last bill of the day.
Bill 1834, petition from the residents of the city requesting a public hearing before City Council relative to proposed legislation 2019-1800, authorizing the city solicitor to petition the Orphans Court Division to request a transfer of a portion of Enright Parklet to Penley Park South, Inc., in exchange for an abutting parcel of land. The petition is valid in accordance with the Home Rule Charter.
So the appropriate motion is to hold for a public hearing?
Public hearing.
Is there such a motion?
Motion to hold for public hearing.
Is there a second? Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. All right. That exhausts our agenda this afternoon. With sessions at 1 and 1:45, the URA has requested to brief council members and/or their staff on the URA strategic plan updates. Any other conversation?
Ooh, don't wait 10 minutes for somebody to
Wake up down there.
No, I was trying to decide whether I was going to say something publicly or not. I think I'll not. All right, I need a motion to excuse the absent member, approve the minutes, and adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. We are adjourned. In record.